They say it's a drought on the real ones. They don't count it out, all the real ones. They tryna put a stop to the real ones. Niggas out tryna get.
Yo, you already. It's OG Talk the Podcast. It's your boy Parlay.
It's OG Pie.
And if it ain't real,
it's fake.
that way.
Ha. Got another legend in here, don't it?
Hey, you talking about?
I see.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you this though about that saying. You know, like you watch a podcast and everybody got their little sayings, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if it ain't real, it's fake, bro.
Hey, that shit too real.
It ain't too real.
It ain't no gray area.
Ain't no gray area, dog.
Take the gray out.
If it ain't real, it's fake.
That's it.
And what's so crazy that we say that the slogan is, our guest today made a big splash in entertainment business because of that same mentality.
Mm-hmm.
If it ain't real,
it's fake.
And he spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, I'd like to welcome record exec, A&R. He likes to call himself industry coach. And you know, if you call yourself an industry coach, that means you really do everything.
Everybody.
No, hold on. Let me clarify that. You don't do everything. You specialize in everything. Let me say that. I'd like to welcome Ray Daniel to the show.
You know everything intimately, which is frustrating when you know so much. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, man. Sometimes being stupid is the best thing you could be, man. When you start off, you're stupid. You're just happy to do it. So, yeah, man, it's just a lot we got to get out. Let's go. Appreciate y'all having me.
Definitely. I appreciate
I love what y'all been doing. I love the fact that it's called OG Podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like we're missing a lot of black men who are speaking to the youth, young black men. And for me, that's what I love about it. It's like, it's letting y'all little niggas know, tune in and listen and learn. Because I always say, I'm the goal. Either you in the way or you the goal. I'm the goal.
It's always the goal.
I love it.
It's always the goal. And I'm gonna tell you what else
you the goal too, by the way. You the goal. I'm gonna tell you why. Let me teach you. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. My girl taught me this. She said, you know, she's like, I ain't trying to hang out in the club with these little 21-year-old chicks. Because either I'm the bitch in the way or I'm the goal. She said, I'm the goal. You did it already. And now you reinventing yourself, showing them this is where you want to end up.
Yeah.
I done did my shit, had my fun, made my money. Now I'm living my life, and I'm going into a next chapter. Why to go? Because there's a lot of young dudes who rapping right now who can't see tomorrow. You are there tomorrow. Yeah. I am too. You are too. Like, that's why
may not see tomorrow. How they
yeah, but they don't even. But that's another thing. They don't even realize tomorrow is coming.
To even plan for it.
And you exactly. You showing them that. Like, where the fuck do A&Rs go? Where do rappers go when this shit is over with? Where do we go?
Yeah.
You showing them a place to go, a positive place to go.
That's a good ass question.
No.
Where do they go?
Seriously, bro. Like, seriously.
I be too. I'm dead ass serious.
It's like a curse to be in this shit. It's like once you in this shit, you in it. Like, it's like, nigga, I'm in it. This is my life. I'm in it. Like, then you realize, where the fuck do I go from this shit?
Facts. And then a lot of artists get stuck in that place where you're not having that same success that you had and being done took on all that spotlight and all that stuff, and then when you don't got it, you don't know how to be regular no more.
Yeah.
So you're suffering from, I don't want to do this because it make me look like this.
Yeah.
And now you're going through mental health depression.
Yeah, it's anxiety. You're afraid to go out. You're afraid to go out and interact with people because you like people. You found a way to turn Parlay from the Parlay the entertainer to Parlay another kind of entertainer. So I'm saying, so you came out and said, this is what I'm doing now. And I can still get on stage and lean with it, rock with it, have all the fun with y'all niggas all I want, but here's the next level for y'all. And we didn't have that. And I thought like that when I was 23, 24. I always would look at the hype man and be like, where the fuck does he go? Like, I wouldn't even worry about the rappers. Where does the hype man go? Where the fuck does he end up? Like, shit, like, nigga, you on stage rocking 20,000 people? Yeah. And where do you go from there? Like, I always thought like that. Always. Literally, since I was 23, 24, I was like, I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be the nigga that be like, bro, you used to be. Nah, nigga, not me.
I never even thought about that.
But that's intelligence, because I like to explain to a lot of young guys that I talk to is, when you go up in the projects, you got two ways to look at it. You got things to see, that's what I want to be, or that's not what I want to be.
Yep.
And you got so many different variables of that, that you get a chance to choose what you want to do and what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Now, they don't have that leadership. These kids don't wake up and go out inside the hood in the projects and then see 50, 100 kids outside playing, riding their bikes no more, and then you go around the corner and your mom like, don't go over there and don't go down there, but you go down there anyway, then you get a chance to see this is what really going on. Yeah. You get a chance to say, you know what? I like the dope boys. Yep. I like the cars and that stuff like that. I like that. I don't really like the jackers because I don't really like the guns and stuff.
Yeah.
Or you know what? I like the car thieves because it's cool. They ain't like, you get a chance to get to the experience that.
Pick your people.
Exactly. Yeah. They don't get that now.
No, they get it. It's just on Grand Theft Auto.
No. They get it. Let me tell you what the problem is. They get it. But they don't get it from their neighborhood. They get it from Instagram now.
Yeah.
And that's the hard
YouTube.
Part. So now they're seeing, like I said, like, bro, like, first of all, I'm from here, right? I moved there, I was 12, but I say I'm from Atlanta, right? I grew up on Old National on Garvey Road, right? Yeah. That's where I grew up at. So when I was a kid, you know, when everybody was poor, like, you know, somebody might have had a little bit more because their mom was working, but nigga, for the most part, you live in an apartment, nigga. Yeah. Nigga, ain't nobody doing, but nigga, if you don't live in no house, we all fucked up. So for me, but I didn't have access to shit that said, damn, bro, you living better than me. Damn, bro, look what you got. They have it now. So it's too much at once. That's why Buckhead is going crazy. Because niggas is like, Buckhead where the money at. And when I was a kid, you went to Buckhead, you knew how to act. That's where the money was at.
Yeah,
right.
I didn't go there to get the money. I was just going up there because that's where it was at. You could go see a real Rolex watch in person, not the one in the discount mall.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You get to Mayor's to see a real Rolex watch. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get to go see how the rich really live. So we went there, and then you knew if you act your ass, you in some shit because they're not gonna take it easy on you. It ain't like being at Greenbrier. So, but now. Everybody sees. It's like this weird thing happened where everybody know where the money is, so and they want to go to it. It's crazy.
They better stay out of Buckhead though.
Shit.
You going to prison?
I don't know what the hell. I ain't gonna lie. This ain't the Atlanta I know. That's the part about me. Like, it's not the Atlanta I know.
I agree.
Like, it's crazy.
I definitely, and to speak on that too, I think it's because there's a lot of out of towners come here, and what they do is. Out of town. See, this is my problem when I like with niggas in the city. Everybody screaming Atlanta, this hood, this my hood, this my shit and all that shit and the cool. Y'all shoot niggas about that shit and all that shit. But y'all let a nigga come from out of town, come to Atlanta with some money. Come to your hood, get you a little money, and you'll put your life on the line for him. Against some niggas that you been around your whole life. Yeah, y'all might have some squabble, but y'all from the same place. But then you'll screen this hood so bad. Yeah. The Atlanta I know from, niggas from outside Atlanta can't come here and start shit.
Yeah, that's
new Atlanta shit. You better sit your ass in his house and goddamn had his pat for us when we pull up and get this shit.
But that's why they probably going to Buckhead, because, you know, don't nobody from Atlanta live in Buckhead. Like,
and anybody from Atlanta not going to Buckhead with the bullshit, because, like you said earlier.
So if you a young nigga, you like, hey, them out of towners, they think it's sweet.
Yeah.
Well, y'all think it's sweet. Okay, cool. Leave your car running if you want to. Come over here and floss your jewelry if you want to. We gonna show you who's sweet, and that's really what's happening. Because it ain't happening downtown.
Nah.
Because niggas is downtown still. You still got hoods around here that's still like percolating around here where niggas is still in it. But Buckhead, that's what's happening because that's where out of towners come. That's where they feel like the money at. So they there. So them little kids like, we gonna go up there and get y'all ass.
We gonna tear their ass up.
We gonna get you. And I mean, and that's really what it is. But it's still weird to me that it's that bad out here because it's like, bruh, like nigga, like, bro. I'm one of the people where it's like, I believe. See, I've always been different from my peers. I always looked at shit different. Like, I never liked little boys asking for money at the light with the football teams. I always been the guy who was against that. My whole life, by the way. Well, my whole adulthood, should I say. Not because you don't want to help them, but don't teach them to ask for money. Teach them to go to teach them to wash cars. You probably better off a nigga. Show them how show them taking pride in earning it.
Yeah.
Because when you teach them to ask, they coming from a place that you gotta give it to me. And that's not the real world.
Yeah.
And that's when the frustration happens. Because now little niggas are so used to like, hey man, like the water boys like, hey bro, y'all not hustling no more.
Nah.
Y'all looking like, I don't want water. It's like, well, give me something. Yeah. That come from the same mentality of asking.
They damn near trying to press you, soft press you. Yeah. They pressing the nigga.
Yeah. It's self-extortion.
It'll catch you like, and if I don't want to buy what you have, but see, that's the problem with the young kids. It's like, they feel like you got it, you should give it to me. One of the laws of power is say no to free lunch. That's what. So when I read that,
hold on. See, I like the game like this. I like to slow it down, and I like because a lot of people be listening, but they don't listen fast. One more time.
One of the laws of power is one of the 48 laws of power is to despise the free lunch. So for me, anything that's looked at as charity in my eyes, I don't want it. Anything that looked like it's given to me in my eyes, I don't want it, because that's the problem. That's the problem, and that's why I think I'm so good, because I wake up every day and I don't think the game owe me shit, and I done did a lot. I still wake up like a fucking intern. Like, I'm gonna prove myself. I gotta show everybody. Dude. I'm gonna show everybody I'm the shit. Like, I still come from that world, so.
They shaking their head like, hell yeah. They back there like this.
Well, now, everybody work for me, know, like, cause you know what it is, man. It goes back to what we said earlier about me being a coach. Like, bro, I'm one of the rare people that I hold a senior level position at a major record label, and I live in Atlanta. I got my own building that I pay for. I live in Atlanta. Mind you, I'm from here. I went to McNair Middle School, Banneker High School, got kicked out, went to open campus. I'm from here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
dig. So I'm one of those rare guys that I went to the New Yorks and the LAs, and I made money with those guys, and they fucked with me. So I understood how they looked at us.
Yeah.
I understand how they see us. So when I figured that out, I was like, oh, so you gotta actually go. You actually gotta be the everlasting example to really show them that you deserve it, because they don't really respect. They respect Atlanta for our talent, but people don't respect Atlanta for our brains. Like, that's why they don't respect it for the brains. So I always had to go out my way to make sure no matter what table I sat in, I let you know. And they be like, man, where you from? Atlanta. What?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, nigga. And nigga, if you knew how I grew up, nigga, you would be like, I was at a restaurant the other day, and this lady was like, we was talking, and she was like, I teach at Southwest. So I was like, man, I went to open campus. And she was like, what the hell are you doing at this restaurant driving this kind of car? I'm like, and my people looking, I'm like, bruh, if you from Atlanta and somebody went to open campus or Buggy Works or one of those shits.
I went to open campus. Open campus with the shit, though.
You know what it is. I tell people, I'm like, bro, my school had a daycare center in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daycare center in my school.
Yeah. Crayon did too.
So for me, I'm like, so when people tell you that, it's like, I'm from this shit. I understand it. That's why I'm so hard on people, because I'm like, they don't give a fuck, and they not gonna give a fuck. You gotta, but if you do these little simple rules, these little simple steps, or apply these laws, you ain't gonna lose. Yeah. Because they paying attention, and they want to fuck with you. They want to fuck with all of us. But it's just like, how many? It's weird, because I always tell people, like, how many white friends do you really have? Like, just think about that shit. Like, and if you have one or two or three, those are the ones you kind of rely on for all things white. It's not no racist shit. It's just it's just real talk. It's
like, because they white, so they can tell you from a white perspective.
And not only that, I trust them to ask them shit that I don't know. Yeah. Like, yo, hey, what is this? Because nah, Ray, and they trust me to ask me, Ray, this is how. Nah, I don't do that. You know what I'm trying to say? So for me, it's like, I never took it personal. I just have a great understanding of the world that we live in, but I also, what shaped that was the world that I came from. Because I ain't supposed to be shit. Like, I'm not supposed to be here doing interviews. I'm not supposed to be shit, bro. Like, I worked at, like, nobody told me I could be something. Somebody I went to high school with was like helping with some music shit, and I was like, this is at the age of 22, by the way. So most niggas want to be in the music video. You know this. You got some kid shit. Like, niggas is 16, 17. Like, I want to get in the music video. I was 22 years old working a regular job. Like, fine, let me try this shit out. But because I came into it, like, it didn't owe me anything. That's why I was so successful at it. So while other niggas is mad at the shit going bad, I'm happy about it. So everybody else is mad at the, like, I'll give you an example. I remember one time I stood outside waiting for Baby at Patchwork for about 16 hours. I was valet parking cars, and Baby, he was at the hotel I was at. He was like, meet me at Patchwork tonight, 1 p.m. Nigga, I stayed outside in that same spot. I might have went to the little McDonald's to get some food or something, but I stayed in that same spot from 1 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next morning. And Baby came out. And he was like, y'all niggas still out here, nigga? What the fuck y'all doing? Like, you said, stay out here. I'm listening. He was like, that nigga holler at me tomorrow. So the whole drive home, the niggas I'm with, mind you, these are niggas with God-given talent. Yeah. These are niggas that God gave the obvious talent to, right? These niggas pissed, man, he played us out loud. And I'm like, nigga, that's what the Temptations did. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, nigga, we in the vicinity of it. And this is what niggas, I saw the Temptation movie, that's what they did. Niggas was like, I don't fuck about no Temptation movie, nigga. I'm trying to get them other money. Nigga, hey, something. I'm looking at it like, so I always looked at it like, nigga, and now Slim and Baby, I've done business with them. Slim know my name. I can hit Slim right now. Yeah. So that's it. I never forget I stood outside. I can't, and one thing about being from Atlanta, you can't forget. The city won't let you forget. Just won't let you forget. That's why.
Nothing.
That's
Good
why
or
niggas
bad.
don't move away from this city.
Facts.
Like that's the only difference in Atlanta and most cities. I always say it was like, I'm like, we got an industry there because if you leave, we look at you funny. We don't forgive you for leaving us.
Yeah, facts.
Nigga, you pack up and leave to go to LA, nigga, we looking at you like, you think you better than us.
Oh yeah,
Atlanta's a different city. We take pride in that shit. So
Yeah.
it's just a different mentality that being here gave me that allowed me to be successful, more successful than I ever thought I could be. Honestly, shit. I can't remember. I was a stupid ass in high school.
All right, so listen. This is what I want to do. So I know there's a lot of people who gonna be watching this. They know who you are. Some people gonna be like, yeah, I heard of him. There's gonna some people who they not gonna know who you are. All right. So what I like to do is for all people in them categories. I know for a fact there's some things about your past and when you brought up that people don't really understand and know. And these things are the things that was most important in helping you create the mental that you have now to be able to say, you know what, I'm not gonna do this. Like we said, you're not gonna do that. So along your path, you had to see and experience certain things to turn your mind. So I want to start all the way back to before you moved down here. I know you say you're from the Bronx, right?
Yeah, the Bronx.
From the Bronx. All right, you moved down here, you was 12.
Yep.
All right, so I want to start back in New York before you got a chance to move to Atlanta. What was the thing that you saw, experienced, and some of the people that was going on around you that kind of helped you get into the mental that you started to build?
So first off, I appreciate everything. I appreciate the question. Because most people don't even get into who we are. I always say you figure out a nigga why or a female's why. You figure out the why, you can understand who they are. You can meet them where they at. That's a good part about being a coach, right? So, and I'm from the projects in the Bronx, right? Patterson Projects, right? Never, the idea of being anything more than a project nigga was like, it wasn't even a thought. Like everything I am as a man is because of Atlanta and me moving here. Now, here's the crazy part. I lived in the Bronx in the project. It was like 18 of us in a 2-bedroom apartment. Not a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, right? So my uncle was a hustler. He moved the whole family out of Atlanta, and basically told my aunt, like, move the whole family out. He was a big dope deal. I remember the day he came in the house with $3 million cash. He was like, get my family out the projects, nigga. And my aunt was dealing with some dude that lived in Atlanta. That's why we came here. He was like, take him to Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, I don't care. She had a boyfriend here, so we came here. So when I came here, I already felt like so for me, when I came to Atlanta, that was like second life for me. But the weird part is that I moved down here, and now I'm living in a 4-bedroom house and off of Beseda Road on the south side, and it's 14 of us, because 4 people stayed in New York. And my homeboys, my friends in Atlanta were like, nigga, how many y'all live there? Goddamn, boy, 14, what the fuck, nigga? 14 of y'all niggas in the low ass, nigga. And I'm looking like, nigga.
Do you know where I just came from?
18 of us in the 2-bedroom, 1-bath in the projects, nigga. But it goes back to that entitlement thing that because I came to Atlanta, that was the first time I saw a mother and a father living in the same house. That was the first time I saw black people driving cars and like living like not worried about like we could sit on the porch and not worried about getting shot. Like I remember playing stickball and nigga getting murdered right in front of me, and nigga I'm 9, 10, 11 years old, nigga I'm geared to go in the house, I ain't see shit.
All right, let's go. Let's talk about the experience, because that's a hell of an experience to talk about. You said how old you were? 9?
12.
12.
No, I was 12 when I moved to Atlanta.
That's about when you seen you playing the ball.
And I saw a nigga get his head cut off in front of my building. Like that shit was normal to us. Like it was normal to us. It was gonna be some violence, and that's why the kids had to stay within reach of their moms. But just be ready at any given time, because there's gonna be some shit.
You know it's coming.
And not only that, the Atlanta projects is different than New York projects, because even in Atlanta, you still got people trying to move out. So that's one thing about Atlanta that's different than New York. I got family that's in Patterson Projects that's been there. The house that my father lived in when I was born, that my family still got that now. I'm like, the project apartment that they lived in when I was born, they still live there. So in Atlanta, it's one of the things where it's like, you don't live on Godby Road for 10 years.
Yeah, nah.
You don't really feel right.
It don't even feel right. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you live there, but in some way, somehow, you're going to try to find a way to move to Union City in one of those condos like we did. You're going to find a way to move on Schofield. You're going to find a way.
Hey,
that's
it go back to what we say about Atlanta. Niggas stay on every side. Niggas gonna stay on every side. If you from Atlanta, you gonna see every side of that motherfucker.
And that's the thing about Atlanta that was different. It was like, that was the first time I saw people not expected to be in the same place unless it was their house. You weren't expected to live in the same apartment or the same hood I remember we moved from Hidden Woods to Old Town Villa. It was like we went from a 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom. It was like we thought we was like moving on up. So, but that's how Atlanta is. So Atlanta was the first time I saw black people doing good. And the crazy part was that niggas was like dicks to me, like assholes to me. Like I remember when I think about how my friends treated me, I was like, nigga want my motherfucking friends. Like seriously. But it's cool because it made me who I am. But for me, it was dope because that shit. When I got into the real world, I bust everybody's ass. Because when you get in the real world, the shit that matters in school and in the neighborhood don't matter, no more.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now it ain't about who can play ball. Nigga, you ain't go pro.
Yeah.
Ain't about who can dance. Nigga, you ain't no motherfucking professional dancer, nigga.
Facts, you talking about.
Nigga, what the fuck you talking about? They ain't about if you was in band, nigga, are you a producer?
Yeah.
It ain't about that. So in the real world, it's about who gonna get off their ass and go get it. So because I came from a place where I was like, I moved from New York to Atlanta, and niggas was clowning and shit, like, y'all wearing, you and your cousins, y'all wearing the same clothes. I'm like, nigga, we all, I think we rich. I'm thinking we're doing good. And they reminded me you ain't. So when I got to the real world, it was like, nigga, I bust everybody ass. Nigga, I bust all their asses. Cause it was like, y'all niggas weren't prepared for the real world. Y'all niggas was like school cool.
Mama cool. You know, Mama took care of that.
Like when you the nigga in your high school and you become the nigga in your city. And now it's almost a little kind of resentment because now niggas looking like, damn, that nigga really did that shit.
Yeah.
But nigga, I went to high school with Ludacris, so I remember clowning Chris walking to the bus stop. Remember clowning Chris walking.
What you be saying to him?
Nah, I mean you clown the bus riders.
Yeah.
All the bus riders.
Oh, yeah. But
we didn't know. I figured that out like when I was like 21. We didn't know Chris was taking the bus to Old National because he was interning out Hot 97. So we didn't know that shit. He was a bus rider. Like, oh, nigga,
you ride the bus.
Nigga, it's like the car riders clown the niggas riding the school bus, and the school bus niggas clown the niggas riding MARTA.
I'm glad I had a problem.
Nigga, so for me, it's like, I just remember getting in the real world. It was like, nigga, this shit was easy.
Yeah.
It was like, bruh, it became easy because it wasn't about what you wore. It was about who you were. And because there was some niggas in high school was just popular because they could dress.
Yeah.
You know, some niggas that were just known they could dress. It was some niggas that's just popular because they was like playing sports, but they ain't got no personality. So for me, when I got into the real world, it was like, oh nigga, none of that shit matter. What? Nigga, I remember everybody trying to do music, and I was late bloomer. Nigga, I was a late bloomer. I came in like niggas was like had labels when he was 18, 19. I'm like 22, trying to figure it out, and it was like I passed everybody, and I couldn't understand how they wasn't past me, but they was entitled. They thought it was theirs. I've been in music business 16 years, y'all. Nigga, I didn't start thinking. I didn't even feel comfortable referring to what I did as having a career until like 4 years ago. I felt uncomfortable because I seen so many niggas in it that was out. So I seen so many niggas that was in this shit that was out a year ago. Let me tell you the funny thing. The dude that signed y'all to Universal, what was y'all A&R name? Skinny dude with the weird voice.
I don't know.
He was in the video though.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
My point is, where's he at right now?
He can't even remember the dude's name.
Yeah, but as soon as he said it, skip a tongue. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know his name too, but my point is that I remember meeting with him because I was in New York trying to run around trying to get on, and I remember he kind of played us. So you gotta remember that. You gotta think about that shit. Everybody remember who shitted on him. Okay, who you are. You remember who treated you bad when you was down.
You lie.
So I remember how he didn't look at us. He was like, "Oh, the music is cool. Y'all got a long way to go." And I remember he signed y'all, and I remember seeing him in y'all video.
Yeah, he said they got clean white tees and music.
Exactly.
He was
in the video.
Reporter.
So mind you, so as I start climbing higher in the business, I don't see people like him no more. That's what made me feel uncomfortable saying I was in it, cause he was in it. Where the fuck you at?
Well, I ain't doing what you doing.
That's what I'm saying. So in my mind, it was like, I never treated this shit like it was mine. Like, to this day, I don't treat it like it's mine. I don't treat the music business like, nigga, this is mine. Like, nigga, I'm in it, I'm a manager, I'm successful, because I've seen so many niggas fall. And I've seen, I've seen 95% of niggas I saw coming up. I saw when I was on my way down, when they was on their way down, I was on my way up, I saw them. And I remember that shit. That's why no matter who hit me, who called me, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to show up. Because, nigga, you might be sitting in the room with the next P. You might be sitting in the room with the next baby. You don't know, but that nigga know. He also remember how you treated him when he was coming up. Oh, you know what I mean, niggas, man, you answer my motherfucking phone call. I was talking to one of my niggas, he the EVP at RCA, and I was like, yo, I claim you, by the way. My Tunji, you know? I claim you, by the way. And he was like, bro, you can't, not only can you claim me, you was one of the only people that answered my calls, and you really believed in me. He EVP at RCA. Now, I'm SVP of Warner, but I don't look at it like I'm bigger, I'm high. I just look at it like I'm lucky I'm in this shit. Cause I remember when I was pushing wheelchairs, I know how that shit felt. Yeah. I remember I was running bags for Delta. I remember how that shit felt. I never want to feel that shit again. Nigga, never, nigga. You know how I feel my mom drove school buses for Fulton County. Nigga called me, I hate this job. I was like, quit, nigga, you ain't never gotta work again. I know how that shit feels. I carry that shit with me everywhere I go. That's why I honor this shit. I take it seriously because I always say if I fall, my mom gotta go back to drive the school buses, and she ain't never driving the school buses.
That's that chip. I tell anybody that chip on. You gotta have that chip to drive you.
Like DMX said, chip on my shoulder that I dare the nigga to touch.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that shit drives you.
You gotta have that mentality.
Yeah, it's that
mentality.
It's that different shit. That's the shit that made me. I honestly attribute my success to that mentality. I don't watch my work.
That's it.
Probably, if you ask me what I did, I don't even know how to describe it. I could tell you. If I think about it, I could tell you what I've done. I could tell you what I'm doing right now. But then some niggas are walking in and be like, I signed Angeletti Chopper. And they want to get praised. And I walk in and I'm like, shit, I was lucky that him and his team chose to fuck with me. Shit, he had a whole bit of war. He fucked with us. So I'm glad that I'm still riding the train. And that's how I look at it. I don't look at it like I'm the nigga. I look at it like, as long as I'm surrounded by the right niggas, I'll be fine.
Yeah, nigga, that mean no ceiling.
How did that deal come about with Angeletti Chopper?
His manager called me and was like, you know, he was like, yo, Chopper looking for a deal. And, you know, working at these labels is different because when you work at a label, it's not like it used to be where I can say, damn, boy, you can rap. Nigga, I think you the next Hov. It don't work like that. It's kind of like, have you shown that you the next Hov? Has numbers to saying you the next Hov? And he was just on fire. He was looking for a deal, and it was us, about 3 or 4 labels, like trying to get it. I remember flying to Texas to give him for one of his shows, giving him a Gucci wallet, like, yo, kicking it with his mom. I just remember all that shit. I remember the day they called, like, we signing with y'all. I just remember that shit. So it's like, but it really is like, that's why I feel like it's hard to take credit when you do what we do, because most of us, the data is already telling us what it is. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's still a lot of work afterwards, but it ain't like we starting from 0. Like, nigga, you starting from 30. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The shit. Some people starting from 15, but the way the data works, that 15 tells you a lot. It tells you this dude has Atlanta on lock, males between the age of 14 and 21. It gives you so much information that now you know where to take them, who to take them to. Bruh, it's too much information. It's like, it's no more, I saw a star. It's no more of that. It's kind of like, that says he's a star. Let me see if he's a star.
They push the button.
You know what I'm saying? Then you'd be like, okay, he a real star. Like Chopper's a fucking superstar. When you see him, it's like he just a star. He don't give a fuck. And for me, it was like, I'm just glad that they fucked with us. That's how I look at this shit. I don't look at it like I'm the nigga. I look at it like I'm glad that I'm in this shit still.
For everybody who listening, besides Angeletti Chopper, tell them the other few people that you were responsible for signing.
Well,
or helping out.
So I worked with Sierra. I worked with Future. I worked with, we did Lizzo. Man, we got the Sweetie Best Friend record. We did that. Sweetie Tap In record. Shit, man.
Big shit popping, man. Listen, I'm telling you, now listen, humbly.
Yeah.
This is the show you pop your shit on. Then you can go back being humble. You see what I'm saying? The reason I say this is because the humble guys never get a chance to pop their shit because they're always humble. So, the things that you, not to cut you, but the things that you have done, bro, it's okay to say, I have done those things because you have done those things.
But I'm going to teach you something. This is the one thing that I don't do. It's a one rule that I don't live by. I don't watch my work. I think that is my cheat code. I think if anybody's paying attention to this, you don't remember nothing that I said, remember this right here. I don't watch my work. Don't watch your work. That's why I don't even know how to acknowledge what I did because I know what I'm doing right now. And the way I look at it, either you going to put some shit out and it's going to be good, or you going to put some shit out and it's not. But no matter what happens, nigga, that shit that you did 6 months ago. That shit I did 6 months ago. That shit either gonna come back and bite me in my ass, or it's gonna come back and pay my ass. But if I don't pay attention to it, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Like I know, like I know so many people who sit in the room and is like dog, I got like 50 plaques in my house, right? Maybe like 40, 50 plaques in my house. And I'm really looking, and everybody coming in like, man, this is incredible. I'm like, dog, I haven't ordered a plaque since 2014. So that means from 2007 to 2014, that's what that was. I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. You talking about 2014 to 2021, you talking about like the Chris Brown Blue record, I published that song. The writer of that song, I published that. Like, I just found out I got a record on the Kid Leroy record song album that I published. When you start understanding from the standpoint I do, you can either sit in the room and be like, look at me, or you could be working.
Go get some more
seeds. And then all of a sudden you'd be like, damn, remember I signed that girl 2 years ago? That girl I signed 2 years ago, man, now she got 5 records on the radio right now. Damn. And most people don't think like that. Most people be like, hey, boy, I got no one song on out. I got no one song on the radio. Nigga, I be worried about that. Nigga, that shit. You did that record 6 months ago.
You got to keep your head down.
That's the reason a lot of people fail.
I know
it hit us the same way. And so if y'all listening and y'all really don't understand what he's saying, it's just like, don't worry about, if you plant an apple tree, don't worry about how many apples is on the tree. Just keep planting trees. So when you look back and you turn around, you're like, oh boy, I got a whole orchard.
You got a whole orchard.
Bro, that is literally how I live. That's why when people ask what I'm doing, I'm like, I don't even know how to explain it, because I literally, all I know is I wake up and I live this shit every day, and I leave everything on the table. Nigga, somebody might see this interview and be like, damn, I want to holler at him. You just never know. I don't think I'm too big to do nothing. I don't think I'm too small to do nothing. And I know this shit don't owe me nothing. I'll tell you a story. My guy, my partner, who is like the writer of all of this shit, did Lizzo, Sierra, Beyonce, everybody, he called me one day like 8 years ago. This is who I am. This is who I am to work with. He called me like 8 years ago. He was like frustrated because he was like, niggas don't give me my props. He's in LA, I'm in Atlanta. He like, man, Ray, and you know I'm a manager, so I gotta hear you. I'm gonna listen to you complain. Like, nigga, these niggas don't respect me. I'm better than all these niggas. I'm the best, nigga. I'm the best. I was like, all right. I was like, okay, where you at right now? I'm in a car. You in a car? Yeah, I'm in a car. Why, nigga? I'm like, you want turn the radio on? You in the car? Turn the radio on. He was like, you know I'm in LA, right? You in Atlanta? I said, I know, nigga. Turn the radio on. Turns on the radio. Nigga, what am I looking for? I said, I don't care, just turn on. What's playing? I don't remember the song that was playing. I think it was Future Same Damn Time. Because he remembered the story because he heard the song on the radio. And all I remember, I was like, what song playing? And he told me I said, did you write that? Nah. Shut the fuck up then. Because let me tell you what that tells you. There's going to be a #1 song on the radio. There's going to be a number 40 song on the radio. Nigga, and until you have all the songs on the fucking radio, shut the fuck up.
You're not the best.
Nigga, shut the fuck up. Like, and he was like, and it was one of the moments he was like, I needed to hear that shit. And I ain't gonna lie, he went on a run. And for a minute, shit, since then he's had you turn the radio, it's his song, it's one of his songs. But that moment taught him, hey nigga, everybody's so in love with themselves, bro. And that's why they lose. I ain't in love with myself. I'm trying to figure out how to make myself better than I was yesterday. I owe that to myself. So when I see niggas talking about how they the shit or how they need this or how they need that, I'm like, nigga, what the fuck have you done to feel like you deserve anything from the game? Nigga, this game helped take you around the world, right? If it wasn't for this game, would you have opportunity to go around? That's you see what I'm trying to say? Nigga, we owe the game, nigga. Yeah. It did something for us. Nigga, my mom don't have to work no more, my nigga. My mom dropped a new Range Rover that I bought cash for her. Nigga, I owe this game everything I got. I can't even imagine feeling like this motherfucker owe me something. I couldn't even imagine it. I feel like God will come down and slap me in my fucking face. Nigga, you remember you prayed for days like this, right? You got it now. Now you mad? Perspective is everything, bro. I don't watch my work. I don't pay attention to it. I don't care about it. I don't care what I did yesterday. Well, yesterday's the weekend. I don't work on the weekends. That's what I started. I don't work on the weekends because you remember when niggas was killing themselves. There's a couple of big high-level execs that killed themselves. I understand it. Because everybody thinks that you have the answer to their question. And you don't need, they don't even, and it's some niggas are afraid to say, I don't know. Like niggas, some niggas are really afraid to sit, because think about it, nigga, we like the Wizard of Oz, nigga. It's a nigga that's like on the yellow brick road right now looking for us. nigga, to get all the answers. And some niggas, that's pressure. I'm cool with telling nigga, I don't know. Hey, bro, I ain't gonna, what the fuck do I know? Hey, my nigga, you goddamn 20 years younger than me, nigga, you should know. Because when I was 20, I knew then.
Yeah.
Now I can show you how to make some money once you know. But I don't know that, though. So for me, it's like, I just understand it. So I don't, weekends, nigga, I'm a civilian, nigga. You might see me, I might put on a motherfucking fanny pack just to walk around, just to remind myself I'm a motherfucking civilian, nigga. I don't have no pressure. Nigga, see me out and about, hey, I rap. Hey, nigga, hit me on Monday, nigga. I'm a civilian, nigga. I want to be normal as a motherfucker.
Yeah. Take care of your mental health.
Oh, nigga, I take care of everything in my life. And I know the importance of it. And like I said, this shit put me here. So when I see niggas acting, and I'm be real with you, like, I'm doing pretty well for myself. But when I see niggas flexing and how good they doing, I'm like, nigga, I got friends. I got one friend in particular that's almost a billionaire. I talk to every day. Like, who the fuck I'm gonna stun on niggas? Cause I got some money in the bank. I know a nigga that kids ain't never flown private. His kids ain't never flown commercial ever. Damn. And they fly everywhere. Like, so I got really rich friends. So when I think, so how am I gonna stun on you who got less than me? And if that's the case, then I gotta be okay with the nigga that got more than me stunning on me, and I'm not okay with that. So I'm not gonna stun on nobody. Hey, nigga, because you're one right decision away from being a nigga, you're one right decision away, and I'm one wrong decision away from being out my position. Yeah. So nigga, I come in this shit humble, I do my motherfucking job, and it's paid off. I ain't gonna lie. I appreciate it, and I feel like I'm going higher. Most niggas in this game, I'm in my 16th year, and I'm making more money now than I ever did. In my 16th year. Most niggas make money in the first 3 to 5, and then they be gone. I'm in year 16 doing better than ever. And look like it's gonna get better. You feel me?
That means you ain't fucking people over.
That means you're being real. I'm gonna tell you something. With everything you just said, if somebody tell me that, they show me direct signs of real nigga. Because a real nigga never gets benefits off what he do when he first started doing it. It's always time go all the way by and lap and go around again, and then you finally get boom. And it's like, oh shit. So it just like you say, you've been putting in so much work that it's finally starting to pay off. Tell us about the time you got your first check.
So I was managing this artist. This is how life worked. This is how life worked. I was managing my first artist, and this nigga lived with me. This nigga was like my end all be all. Like, nigga, I didn't see my life without him. Your first one, you don't know no better. Like I said, it was my homeboy. I was managing him, and I remember his advance was $50,000. And I remember like finally being like, damn, I'm gonna get $10,000, 20% of this shit. Oh, nigga, I already had the money counted out. Nigga, I already knew what I was doing. And I remember it was time for me to talk contracts. Mind you, I did what a manager was supposed to do. I put him in front of me. That's what you're supposed to do as a manager. I put him and what he needed in front of me. So, so I gave him, so I'm fucking with this dude who is a New Yorker, and he basically tells me, give me some records, I'm gonna get him a deal. Shit, that's all I need to hear. Nigga, I came back to the house, hit DJ Tune. I mean, everybody give me Bangladesh, everybody give me records for the kid. I got a deal on the table. I just need a record.
You need to act the
So niggas was doing that. So I finally got the nigga a deal. And when mind you, I was driving back and forth to New York. I was driving my car. It was the motherfucking repossession man was looking for it. And I was driving that bitch to New York. And I remember going in meetings, and I remember the guy who the artist was supposed to be signing to was in there basically claiming everything I did. Mind you, I ain't mad at nothing. He like, yeah, I put him in the studio with such and such. I put him with this. I did this. I did. And nigga, I'm in the room like, damn right he did. Hell yeah, he did all that shit.
Get the money.
Nigga, hey, whatever you gotta say for these people for me to not be homeless no more, say it, nigga. So I did all this, took all the credit. He's like, yeah, I flew him up. Nigga, I drove. He telling me, I flew him up. Like, so I say all that to say, any other thing in my position would have been in there worrying about how he looked. I didn't. So now my artist finally get a deal, and he about to get his check. And the dude was like, so I'm not signing my contract, and the dude lawyer was like, nah, you're getting 5%. Like, you're not a real manager. And I'm like, what? Nigga, let me, motherfucker. What? Nigga? Tell me. So, me being a real nigga, I hit my OG nigga who was putting me in the game. I was like, man, can you believe that this nigga's not gonna give me no money? He wants to give me 5%. He was like, First thing he said was, welcome to the music business. He said, look, man, you did all this work. I'm going to give you half my money. You did everything. Which I did.
Yeah.
Nigga, I did everything. All he did was walk us in the room, which that was big, but the work, I did it all. He was like, I'm going to give you half the money. So instead of getting $10,000, I wound up getting $37,500. Because his advance was $75,000 and the artist's advance was $75,000. But you remember the deals where they would give you only a percentage now and a percentage when the album was turned in.
Facts.
So he only got 50. So I wound up walking away with $37,500. Nigga, that was the last time I've ever been broke. I remember the day I got. That's how I know I've been in the game 16 years. I deposited that bitch January 5th, 2005. I remember that shit, nigga, because I was broke as a motherfucker.
Would he ask you? Would he ask you what he want? Where you want him to sign it to?
Oh yeah. Well, he asked. So basically, he was like, "I'm gonna write you a check. Who you want me to make it out to?" And I was like, "He was like, you need a company." Mind you, I don't even have the thought process, nigga. I'm like, what? I was like, make it to me. He said, nah, nigga. He was a man. That's why I love that nigga to this day. D. Angeletti, nigga, the mad rapper. I love that nigga. That nigga said, I'm not writing a check. He said, I'm gonna send you some cash now, cause I know you ain't got no money. So he sent me $5,000 cash, and he wrote a check for $32,500. And he was like, I'm writing it to your company. I was like, I don't even have a name of it. He said, call it Radar.
Gave you the name.
Nigga, I went and registered Radar. He wrote, he sent the check to Radar. I deposited it, and that was it. I ain't looked back since. Now artists ain't make it. That's the thing. He didn't make it, and mind you, I couldn't see a world where he didn't make it, and then I saw him not make it. He had his own issues. I ain't gonna put him doing bad like that. So we still cool, but the reality is the reality. Like I tell my kids, hey man, fuck what a man say. Look at the results.
That's it.
Yeah.
Fuck what a man tell you about life. Look at the results of what he got in life.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga can't tell you how to get nowhere if he ain't got damn something.
Yes, sir.
Years old trying to tell you how to get somewhere he ain't got, nigga. You get some problems, son.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So you could look at him and you could look at where I'm at, and I think about what if his mom did was like, well, we're gonna give you 20%. What would my life be? But she didn't. So I was like, cool, okay, nigga, and that shit stuck with me forever, and that's why I'm here. That's why I said I can't even imagine. Like I remember when my life was in another nigga hands, never. But now I gotta hope that this man do me right so I could go feed my family. Nigga.
That's a fucked up position.
Nigga, you know how this shit is. That the nigga doing right by you, you signed to it, you been signed to a nigga. This nigga don't wake up and think about you that day. I don't ever want to feel that shit again. And I don't want nobody to feel like that about me. I don't want nobody to ever look at me and be like, nigga, my life in your hands. Hey, nigga, no, it's not.
Yeah, nigga, I want to be around people that want to go get it. You know what I mean? That's why I say I surround my friends. Yeah. I want my friends, every last one of us going to be one of the ones to go get it. Fuck sitting around.
And not only go get it, nigga, teach me. Show me
That's
something.
it. Show me how to fish.
I ain't never thought. Nigga, and go in rooms, let me go in this room, and who knows what the fuck come out of it. Like, the one thing we never had was we never had niggas around us that did this shit. Like, the 40-year-olds now and the 40-year-olds back then are different.
Oh, yeah.
Way different.
So it's like, we never had no cool 40-year-old niggas that was, like, getting money, still dressing young. We never had that before. So we like the first generation of niggas who making real money, who still on that young nigga shit, but still move. So we never had that before. So, nigga, I don't even have a model to go after. That's another thing. So I can't even look at a nigga, but I'm gonna be like him.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure this shit out.
Gotta create it.
Exactly. That's why. How the fuck I'm gonna sit there and talk about what I did when I'm trying to create?
Still trying to create. Facts.
That's it.
You a dumbass.
That's a hell of a perspective, dog.
Man, that's my life. I keep my head down.
What, nigga?
I don't want to know how much money I got or nothing.
Nigga? I don't want to hear nothing.
I just want to keep my head down, and when I look up,
I want to enjoy
see
the
how
work.
it be.
I want to enjoy the work. I want to enjoy the work. I tell a nigga, if you enjoy the work, you never go wrong.
Yeah.
If you love the fruits of this shit, oh, nigga, get ready for a long, unhealthy ride.
Nah, facts.
If you enjoy the work, though, nigga, you can never lose. Because, nigga, the work is how you get the fruits. Niggas are so worried about the fruits, they forget about, nigga, hey, and then that's when another nigga come behind you, like me, who want this shit more than I do.
Get it.
Nigga, and I'm the nigga that's gonna get that nigga opportunity. I'm the nigga gonna give you a job.
Yeah.
Fuck that. You ain't gonna pass me, nigga. You gonna help me go get up. Nigga, my door is open, nigga. I don't
hey, that's a great mentality.
That's a winner's mentality.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, man. So everybody watching this, dog, it's like it's so many jewels drop, and I've been catching myself over here. I can't even think because I'm listening, and when he say I'm trying to listen and think about what he just said, that's
he hit you with something else.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you, listen. I done been in a few meetings, collective idea meetings. I'm gonna call them collective idea meetings. With Ray, right? And dog, he's a bad motherfucker, bro. I'm from the streets, so I like to see the way people work. Like that intrigues me. You see what I'm saying? And I don't be in the room with niggas who do business, so I know how people think. Like I know how people think. Yeah. So I know it's a part of this shit, handle business. And if you can bring that street shit to the business and explain it in layman terms or ebonic, however you want to fucking call this shit, you the GOAT. I done seen this nigga do this shit, and I was like,
can't lose,
wow.
Nigga. You can't lose, nigga. You can't lose if you just speak. People can hear when you open your mouth. People know real and they know fake. They know it. They know when you capping. They know when you bullshitting. They can see, nigga. They can see it, nigga. Everything I say is you can look at my Instagram, whatever, and nigga, you can't tell. It's real. Like I live and die by this shit. That's why I could take. I don't have to worry. I could bring the whole world could be listening. And they gonna be like, that nigga telling the truth.
Yeah.
And because I owe this shit everything I got, and I'm not gonna bullshit. And when I'm in the room, when we in the rooms, I'm always looking like I look at everything from the music business standpoint. Like, nigga, you want a hit record, nigga. You can have a hit business. You can have a hit meme, nigga. You can have a hit hairstyle. You can have a. I look at everything from the music business standpoint, like, because that's a miracle to me. You make one song that the world sings, nigga. How the fuck would you do that? You make one song that the whole world decided to sing with you. That's a fucking miracle.
Sell it all. Sell everything.
Because let me tell you what. Let me tell you, know it's a miracle because if the only nigga that probably never missed was Drake.
Yeah.
And I can tell you why he don't miss, because he's not American. So he looks at America the way I looked at Atlanta. Like, shit, these are cool niggas. What's that shit you did? What's happening there? Oh shit. Okay. He gonna say he understands. I'm here to get the sauce. I'm here to learn the sauce. That's why he don't miss. That's why he gonna put out a Caribbean record, or he gonna put out a street record, or he gonna put out a motherfucking singing record. He can do all of these things because he's not from here, and he's a fan of the culture, and he pays it respect, and he does what any nigga's supposed to do. You come into the world and you see what's cool, and you be like, oh shit, that's what niggas do. I'm gonna do that. Nobody invented everything.
Nah, everything got reinvented.
Nobody invented
everything. They got to make it better.
You just got to understand how to make it better. So he probably, but nigga, if somebody had all the answers, nigga, that nigga would be the richest nigga on earth. Nobody has all the answers. So that's why you got to shut the fuck up and listen at times. And you got to motherfucking talk when you know what you're talking about.
Yep. Because when you don't know, you're going to show.
And nigga, when you're in the room with a nigga that know more, hey, man, come get the motherfucking mic, nigga. You should see it. I'll gladly give the mic up to learn some shit. Shit, nigga, I was dumb as hell in high school, nigga. I learned everything from listening to people talk. That's how I learned everything, nigga.
This nigga crazy.
Nigga, that's how I learned everything, nigga. Because, nigga, you put a book in front of me, oh, man, you trying to set a nigga back. I read half the paragraph and get bored with it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shit,
nigga, I read half the paragraph and by the time I get there, I start thinking my other shit like. But you put an audio book in front of me, I could listen all day because it's like I'm listening to a conversation, so I'm learning that way. Nigga, if they had audiobooks in school, I would have been valedictorian, nigga. Nigga, you had to goddamn sit down and read, nigga. They didn't show me slam, bitch. They tell me the answer, man. So I just look at this shit different, man. And I used to work at the airport. Another thing, I used to work in the airport, I used to push wheelchairs. So when you push wheelchairs, nigga, you gotta learn how to talk to people. Cause I went from hanging on Old National, working at the McDonald's, to now I'm pushing old white people. So I can't be like, what's up?
Yeah.
So I gotta understand how to, nigga, I will make up stories every time I push somebody. Oh, I'm a college student, you know, just trying to figure life out, you know. Nigga, I was doing the fuck I gotta do to make some money, nigga. Nigga, I was making a story up in a heartbeat when I was younger, nigga. I was making all types of shit. Yeah, I'm just doing
Give me what's the craziest, one of the craziest you think that you can remember.
Okay, let me say something. I used to be a door-to-door salesman. I used to be a door-to-door salesman for the AJC. Nigga, so, you know, if you know about door-to-door sales at AJC, they drop you off in these neighborhoods. Like, they just drop you off.
And give you all the newspapers.
Shit. Yeah. No newspaper. You signing people up.
Oh.
For the newspaper.
Okay.
So they drop you off and like, nigga, here's the neighborhood. Go knock on every door. Call us in an hour when you're done. So, you know, you knock on people's doors and, you know, you're supposed to be like, hey, how you doing? I'm selling for the AJC. Nigga, man, probably, let me say, I'm from the south side, nigga. Hey, nigga, I knock on doors. Open the door. Ma'am, please don't curse me out. Please don't slam the door in my face. Oh, what's going on? What's wrong? Your neighbors have been mean to me. I don't know if it's because I'm black in the neighborhood. I don't know what's going on. But I'm just a guy here trying to sell newspapers. I'm in college. If you don't want to buy, just say you don't. What? No, come in. Nigga, I was the #1 salesman. Nigga, hey, nigga, you're going to buy something from me. And I would just stay in character, like I was in character, because I was because my mind's like I always looked at a perspective like, nigga, this little black nigga knocking on an all white neighborhood, either they're gonna look at me as a charity case or a threat. Yeah. They're not gonna see me as the equal, nigga. So I became the charity case that understood how to make them feel like, show me you're not like the others. Yeah. Ain't nobody ever slammed their door in my motherfucking face. I just said that shit because I knew that they would believe it. Come in, some people are so rude. What kind of plan should I get? Whatever you want to get. White boys would be like, man, how the fuck you did that? I'm like, I don't know, man. I guess they see me as not threatening. Hey, nigga, I would do it all. Hey, let me tell you, nigga, I remember nigga being so broke, nigga. I remember doing a research group on cool cigarettes. Nigga, I ain't never smoked a day in my life. But my homeboy was like, yo, Cool is looking to talk to the urban community about cigarettes. I was like, nah, I told all my niggas, hey, look, they're gonna pay all y'all $100 each to show up to my house. Nigga, no black people smoke Newports.
Most definitely.
Nigga, I'm like, hey, nigga, everybody said they smoke Cool. So, nigga, I'm hosting a whole thing with these white people in my house, like, and then I remember I said the Camel on it. And nigga was like, no, that's not that's the other cigarette, the Camel. Nigga, man, I'm stupid ass. Hey, I was stupid in high school, nigga. What the fuck? I don't even remember. Nigga, if I had to figure it out, I was going to. If you gonna tell me, because the other shit didn't work for me. The school shit, books, and that shit didn't work for me. I was gonna figure it out.
That shit ain't the real world.
Nah, ain't the real
world. That's what I said. When I got in the real world, I flourished because I was never afraid of people, and I never was afraid to look stupid. I never was afraid of that shit. I go right into character all the time.
And they too special.
They too funny there.
Okay, now let's get into this. This letter that you wrote to all the white execs. Okay. Tell us what was going on for you to even write this. Because I'm going to tell you, it's going to be people who watching, they're going to be like, what the hell is he talking about? Because a lot of people not in tune with what's going on in the industry for real. Yeah. They just care about the music, who hot, who number one, who not this. I'm one of them people. I think I'm the last living breeds of the area that you talking about.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was born in '83. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think them '80s is this about the last ones where we just really understand and we appreciate everything. We seen the stuff before us. We seen the stuff after us. So I appreciate all of this. You know what I'm saying? What was the? Because I read it and I know we talked about this before, but to the people watching, tell everybody what the letter was about and the reason you wrote the letter.
Okay, so George Floyd gets murdered, and it's so crazy, man, because when you black, you just, I think George Floyd murder outraged more people not black. I think if you were black, you were like, shit. We tried to tell y'all, but white people were like, cold blood? So we would have these, this is during quarantine. So, everything is Zoom. So we have these Zoom calls at work, and it would be like 125 people on the calls. And it was like, we have to have a call in the next 30 minutes. I'm like, next 30 minutes? Somebody died or something, like one of our artists died or something. They would get on the call and be like, so we watching the uprising. Atlanta different. We don't really we had ours, but it was still not like.
That shit was some puzzles.
But nigga, the niggas that we went to Buckhead and hit we weren't trying to burn the city. We was trying to get some shit.
Nigga, hustle for that shit. Yeah.
Right. So we're on these calls and they're like, we just want to tell you, the African Americans and the black people on the call, we support y'all. And it's like, does anybody have anything they want to get off their chest? And I'm just thinking like, man, nigga, everybody gonna say nothing. Like, nigga, everybody that works at a label dreamt of being there. You think I'm gonna fuck my shit? When you black, nigga? Your mom tell you shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Folks, don't fuck this shit up. These folks came over here being nice to us and shit. Don't fuck this shit up. These goddamn folks. You know what So I'm like, nobody black gonna say nothing. So the CEO of Warner is a close friend of mine. Like one of my brother. He's and I wrote the letter to him, and to the COO, because I don't know Tom, the COO. The COO is my man. Like I kick it at his house. He came to my house. Like, that's my boy. So I wrote it to them, and I sent it to some people at the label, some black people at the label, kind of like, is this wrong? It was like, what the hell does this have to do with George Floyd? So I'm like, okay. He was like, this is stupid. Like, not stupid, but it was like, this doesn't have nothing to do with George Floyd. It feels like you're using George Floyd as a ploy to get them to look at us, and that's not what it's about. So I was like, I'm a Virgo, bro. So Virgo's a perfectionist. So nigga, I can't sleep, nigga. I can't sleep. Like it's like 6 in the morning, nigga. I can't sleep. This nigga ripped my letter apart. And so now I'm like, so I posted on Instagram. You know how you post on the story, then I seen one of my friends in the music industry, executive, he saw my story. So I'm like, I hit the nigga like 6 in the morning, my time, like, hey nigga, I know you sleep, but I gotta send you. I wrote this letter, I tell him everything, I wrote this letter. I think it makes sense, but I just got my ass torn by the most senior person at my company who looks like me. I'm like, maybe I'm tripping. So he said, send it to me. I said, I only send it to you on one condition. I said, nigga, hit me back. Like, I can't sleep, nigga. That's why at 6 in the morning, I can't sleep. He was like, I got you, I got you back. Sent it to him. Hit me back like 5 minutes later, like, nigga, that you gotta put that out. I was like, no, I don't want to put it out. I was writing it to the CEO, to my people at my company. He was like, no, you gotta put this out. Nah. I'll tell you about it. And I was like, so am I tripping? He was like, no. I was like, all right, nigga, I can sleep now. Nigga, hung the phone up. I get a phone call from this nigga, 9 in the morning. My time, 3 hours later. Like, nigga, I done sent this letter to like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking about like high-powered niggas who I don't even think deal with the shit that I deal with. Like, niggas who like proper college graduate running shit, big money. And he was like, they fucking love it. Everybody's like, this needs to go out. So they the ones that pushed it to go out. So you know me, I live in Atlanta. I wrote the letter from my standpoint. The whole letter is from my standpoint. Like, hey, look, this is what I was taught. This is what I was this. So then, the most powerful black man in the music business is Big John. Big John, he read it. He called me. He was like, hey, I want you to change one thing on it. I want you to stop saying I and say we, because you're speaking for all of us now. And I want you to put it out. If anybody got a problem with it, you tell them to come see me. Because that shit is on point. So at this point, I'm feeling like, shit.
Well, I got to read this
Put the shit out. Put the shit out. So I put it out. And then the lady at Billboard, Hannah, she was like, I need to put this out because I'm a white woman. And I feel this. Like, I feel this struggle. This is how I've been taught. And she was like, I'm not going to put your name on it, though. I was like, why? She was like, I just want to protect you. I'm afraid. I want to protect you from the shit gonna come your way. And I'm like, well, come. Because in my mind, I'm like this. If a woman says this is what it's like to be a woman, I'm not gonna feel offended by it.
Yeah, correct.
Because in my mind, it's like you speaking from a female standpoint. Like, nigga, that's your right. All I was saying was this was like to be black. We're taught work twice as hard to get half as much. We work. The highest black person we see answers to a white person, right? The highest white person never answers to a black person. Like, I'm just giving. There's a head of black music. That person is usually white, right? It's no head of white music, and if it was, that person damn sure wouldn't be black. Like, we know this ain't our shit. We know this ain't our shit. So when you asking us to reveal how we feel about George Floyd, it was a miracle that we here already. And I'm gonna fuck that up by telling you being emotional, nigga. Hell no, nigga. Hey, I'm cool. That's how I look at it. So she was like, so she put it out. But then it was weird because I was getting texts from every black person in the business. I guess they knew niggas was like, thank you. I had niggas calling me like, nigga, my fucking hero, we need, that was incredible. I'm like, and I'm looking like, nigga, I'm scared to death. I'm like, who told you?
How the hell you know?
Nigga, people know I did it. What? Nigga, I'm nervous motherfucker. So then my boy calls me, Chris Anacute. He's like, he's one of the people that read it. Because what I did was before Billboard put it out, I sent it to like key black people in the business because I was just like, I care about how you feel and I want you to know this is me. It comes out on Billboard Thursday. What do you think? And everybody was like, we love it. We with you. So then I get a call from my boy Chris, and Chris is like, hey, like, I have lawyers, white lawyers calling me trying to figure out who wrote it. You got to come out and stand on it. I'm like, nigga, it's out. It's over. He's like, nah, nigga, you got to stand on this shit. So then this lawyer, who became my lawyer, her name is Dina LaPote, she reaches out. She was like, Ray, I talked to 10 of my black friends, and 2 of them was crying because they said your letter represented their struggle in life. You're going to stand on this shit. And I'm going to call people at Warner and make sure they support you standing on this shit. There it goes. So for me, even when people bring it up, I'm like, they would probably bring it up like, nigga, you know about the letter? Because it's kind of embarrassing to me because it's like, I made it understood that this is not my experience. I live in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Hey, nigga, when I'm around black people, I'm like, bruh, I live in Atlanta, my nigga. Guess what, nigga? I'm not afraid of white people.
You ain't lying.
It's a different time being black in Atlanta. It's different.
Yeah,
It's like,
it is.
Hey, nigga. No, in LA, like you party with the. I'm like, nigga, we still got white night in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh no, compound. Oh no, you going Thursday? Nah, that's white night, nigga.
Yeah.
Black night is Saturday. Like we still got white night in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Nigga, so I'm not afraid of white people. It's just I've never been when I moved to Atlanta. It was like I've never seen a white person in power.
Yeah,
crazy.
you got that shit real.
I've just never seen it before.
No.
My high school principal was black. My middle school principal was black. Nigga, when I worked at the airport, my bosses were black.
You lying.
In Atlanta, that's what you gonna see.
I ain't never even think about it. I ain't never even seen a white mayor since I've been alive.
No, we haven't.
I've never seen a white mayor in Atlanta.
That's why I said Atlanta made me, because it's different here. So when I hear certain shit, I'm just kind of like. So I was given the perspective of an Atlanta nigga. So I'm like, I don't worry about y'all, but since you asked, here's what it's like to be black. And this is also why I'm never moving to LA unless y'all gonna pay me enough to build a house where I can build a gate where y'all can't get to me. Cause I live in Atlanta, nigga. I'm not afraid of, like, the police put me out in Atlanta. I'm not afraid of them.
Yeah.
I'm the fuck. I'm in Cobb County or not. I'm legit, nigga. I pay taxes. I will turn to a white man on your ass. And I pay your salary. Fuck you talking about, nigga?
Hey, you talking about?
I write my checks to the government, nigga. It's just Atlanta is a different place. It's a black
different beast.
city, and black people are empowered to be black and proud and rich and nigga. Tyler Perry got a exit here. Like, it's just different.
Yeah.
And I could touch him. I could touch Keisha Lance Bottoms. I could touch Kasim Reed. I could talk to these people. Atlanta's different. How many niggas in LA black can hit the mayor of LA? He don't even care to know you, nigga. Yeah. But in Atlanta, the mayor wants to know you because it's a black city. It is magical, bro.
Yeah,
There's no place in the world like this place, bro. That's why I attribute everything I am to Atlanta, because this is the first time in my life I saw everything was possible for people this color. Yeah. It felt like everything possible, but not for us.
But at a high level,
like what that nigga say, I come from a big rich town, I just come from the poorest part. Like that's real life for most niggas. But in Atlanta, hey nigga, even if you live in Mechanicsville, wherever the fuck, Perry Homes, whatever the fuck you at, nigga, you driving a few miles, you in the city, and what white person gonna tell you can't do something?
Nah, no way.
Nah. It ain't gonna happen. That's why
it ain't gonna happen.
It's just a different city, and that's why I was the only person I think could have ever wrote the letter, because I was protected by Atlanta. I'm like, if y'all gonna come get me, y'all gonna come to the city and get me. Y'all ain't gonna get me in the city.
Yeah.
I know too many Crips. I know too many blood niggas. They ain't gonna let niggas. I just know too many niggas in the city. They not gonna let you touch me.
Yeah.
So read the letter and motherfucking change a little, or fuck it, don't change. But nigga, don't get mad at me because I told you. I ain't gonna never get mad at a nigga telling me the truth.
That's like your girlfriend actually. Just tell the truth. She don't want to know the truth. She just fucking with you to get the truth.
Then when you drop that letter,
it's trouble.
Nigga, it's real. So, but yeah, that's why I did it. So, but it shook shit up. It shook shit up, and you know, I didn't realize it reached that many people. I remember I was hanging out with the chief diversity officer for Disney World, and I'm just hanging out. I'm like, yeah, you know, I wrote a letter. He was like, you wrote that letter? Like, you don't even think about, but that should let other people know that black experience is real. The same way the female experience is real. Like, I know you don't have the same opportunities I have. It's like, I'm not going to even act like we have. Like, it's like I would be a dumb person if I think a female has the same opportunities as a male. Females have to work harder. Yep. And black people have to work harder than white people. It is the country we live in, except for in Atlanta.
Yeah. Except for the A. Except for
it's even here, nigga.
Yeah,
hey, we might have a little advantage here.
Yeah,
what?
I'll tell you. Yeah. What else you got? What else you working on? What you got coming up?
Man, I'm just every day, man. I'm just working towards trying to be perfect. I know that sounds crazy, but like,
you explain. I understand.
I got too many people lives in my hand for me to do anything besides work on making sure that they have every opportunity. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm at a point now where, because, you know, if you read the book 4 Agreements, one of the agreements is be impeccable with your word. So I tell somebody I'm gonna do something, I'll do it to my detriment. I'm just tired of telling people I'm gonna do something at this point. I'm just tired of it. Like, goddamn, I told you I was gonna do something too. Shit. Yeah. No. I remember I signed a deal for one guy, and literally, I signed a deal for one guy, and he's in my crib crying on the phone. His mom, like, Mom, we made it, we did it. Ray just made me a fucking rich nigga. I'm happy. And I'm like, man, that feels so good. And as soon as I get downstairs in my car, another nigga call me like, my money ran out. I'm like, God damn. You too?
Damn.
Another one is like, bro, like, nigga, I feel like a superhero, my nigga. I feel like a superhero. I feel like, I always said, like, tell y'all something. This might be a little weird, but I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from. When I was a kid, I used to lie on who my daddy was. I used to brag on who my daddy was, but he wasn't that person. I used to be like, my dad is a businessman. He flies me to Boston. I was lying, right? I was lying. I ain't gonna lie. Mind you, my dad was the shit. My dad, I loved him. He just had a drug problem, right? Like, but he was a great man, so I used to brag on him. And I remember when I became an adult, I was like, one day my son gonna brag on me like that, and that shit ain't gonna be a lie. My son gonna be in the kids. They gonna be like, man, my dad didn't make it. My son gonna be like, well, let me tell you about my dad. And they gonna be like, my dad did this. My dad made people millionaires. My dad did this. My dad signed this person. And they gonna be like, and I'm like, yes, the fuck he did.
Yeah.
Yes, the fuck he did. And that's why I go so hard. Because one day I know somebody's gonna brag on me. I know the people that work with me brag on me. I'm with the right nigga. And I wanna make sure when I open my mouth that it sounds like the right nigga's talking. I'm not gonna let nobody down with me. I just don't want to take on more because I already got a lot. It's like too many of these weeks. Yeah. It's a lot, but nigga, it's a lot. Nigga.
The boat full.
Nigga, it's a lot, nigga. You get calls every day of the night. I need this. I need that. Like, nigga, I just helped him. Nigga, hey, don't fuck your money up. I'm gonna help him now. Get him right. I'm fucked up. Oh, nigga, that's my life. So what I'm working on is just trying to make sure that everybody in my life gets to their dreams, because that's what I am. I'm a nigga that helps people get to their dreams, no matter what that dream is. And in return, I get myself to my dream.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you for taking your time out.
Appreciate y'all, man. Anytime.
Definitely want to give you your flowers while you're here, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I think the thing that you said now, when some of these young guys listen to this, I think these perspectives, especially if they hold on to it, it's going to help them to how to move forward. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real easy. Yeah. It ain't, hey, bro, do this. You got to do this. Nah, bro, just find it out. Be ambitious. Say, you know what? I'm not going to worry about what I did. I'm going to continue to create. And if you continue to do that and be better than you were yesterday, then you're going to always wake up with a chip on your shoulder.
Protect your reputation at all costs.
Hold on, drop a bomb gun shot.
Protect your reputation at all costs. Your reputation is not worth $10,000. Everybody in this world has currency next to their name. The name Ray Daniels carries currency. Parlay carries currency. We all carry currency. And some currency is worth $1 and some currency is worth $1 billion. But if you protect your reputation at all costs, when your name come up, that's going to dictate how much you're worth to the world. Because that's how the world works. Like, that's how the world works. So check your reputation. It ain't worth running off on a plug. It ain't worth stealing. It ain't worth none of that shit. Because if you protect your reputation the right way, opportunities are going to come your way. Because we all spend money every day. Am I right or wrong? We all do. Everybody does, even no matter who you are. And your reputation is who they spend it with. They spend it with you based on reputation. That's why McDonald's got a long-ass line and Chick-fil-A got a long-ass line. You probably going to stand on the Chick-fil-A line because you know they going to move their shit quicker and McDonald's don't give a fuck.
Facts.
Reputation. You probably gonna go spend your money at a different establishment if you know they're gonna appreciate you when you walk in. How you doing, man? Come in here. That's your reputation. You are the CEO of yourself, and your reputation is everything. So protect that shit. And if you do that, I promise you, opportunities will come your way. Cause shit, look at me.
And this OG Talk the Motherfucking Podcast. This your boy Parlay.
Hey, this OG Pie.
And if it ain't real, it's fake.